Good morning. So I was looking at my sister's the replay of her live Life with Tashana, and her and Gamma's World were on the panel, and they were talking about Peach McIntyre's situation that was going on. You know, we talked about a couple of their situations that was going on, and you know, they were giving their opinions on different things. But what stuck out the most to me was that when we were growing up as kids, as you were a kid or whatever, you remember how you were treated when you were younger. You know all of the bad things that happened to you when you were growing up, and you know how you felt at those times. And now you as an adult have a story to tell about your life and living with the parents that you were given, you know, to be raised up with or whatever. And so it got me to thinking, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Because you as a child, you have a story to tell. Now that you're a parent, your kids will have a story to tell about how they lived their lives as a kid under your parenting skills. You know what I'm saying? And so how we look back now that we're adults, and we can see some of the faults and different things that we went through as a kid, we understand it from both perspectives now. You got the kid perspective of the situation, and now that you're an adult, you probably run across some of the same issues, because whatever you seen growing up, that's what's instilled in you. So when those things are instilled in you, you tend to raise your kids with the same standards, with the same boundaries, with all the same things that was taught to you. Because how else are you going to teach your kids anything different? You know what I'm saying? Like, you will teach your kids something different, but your first go-to is to raise your kids the same way that you was raised. If it was, you know, if it wasn't so toxic, put it like that. If you was raised up in a toxic family setting, then your goal is to be 100% better than what you was raised up in some cases, not for everybody. But when you've grown up in a semi-toxic family, you know, setting or whatever, however you was raised, if your parent was a yeller or a physical touch person, that's how you tend to be with your kids unless something traumatic happens to you in your lifetime, and it makes you be like, okay, well, I'm not going to whoop my kids. I'm not going to do this with my kids. But it takes you to go through those things as a kid to know that you don't want to be the kind of parent that your parent was. And it doesn't make them a bad person. Some parents have hurt, you know, their children. Some parents haven't stuck up for their kids or whatever. But what my point is that what story will your child have, or your children have, to tell about how they were raised by you? I often wonder sometimes, you know what I'm saying, because me and my son, we talk about the past things that we've been through or whatever, and he expressed how he felt about things then, and where I seen that I was wrong, and I know I was wrong, I took the accountability, and I apologized to my son for putting him through those things that he went through, things that he shouldn't have seen, things that he shouldn't have went through. I took the initiative to apologize to my son, even though those things happened long ago or whatever. He still thinks about them. So that means it's still something that lies within him that's there. And so I try to, you know, teach my son healthy standards, you know what I'm saying, within relationships and things like that. If he knows that if something is bothering him, he can come and talk to me, and I'm not going to bash him or make him feel bad for expressing his feelings of the things that he's went through, the things that he's seen, and things I know that hurt him. I'm not going to take that away from him because I'm the adult and be like, no, that didn't happen. No, I don't do that with him. But if you growed up with a parent who does that shuts you down every time you try to express your feelings, or you're not allowed to express your feelings, then you can't really, like, because it's kind of, it goes both ways. It really do, because I can say it one way and then I can say it another way all at the same time, because at the end of the day, it's all about a choice that you make. So my mom wasn't the type of mom who would sit and, you know, give me a whole lot of mushy love or whatever. She showed me love. I knew she loved me. But my mom wasn't the one who showed a whole lot of affection. My mom didn't do a whole lot of real talk with me. You know what I'm saying? She didn't prepare me for the streets. Everything I learned through other people. You know what I'm saying? Whatever I seen my sister do or other people older than me do, that's how I carried myself. Because if I wanted to talk to my mom about certain things that's actually going on or whatever, my mom would cringe. I made a choice to not cringe. I try not to cringe when my son want to come and have those deep personal talks that make you feel like, ugh, I can't believe my baby thinking like this. I can't believe he running across these things or whatever. I still cringe, but I don't fight back and hold back what I need to say to my son, because he's learning from me. So when I sit back and I hear the different things my son tells his girlfriend, or the way he speaks highly of me, of how I raised him, even in the tough times that we went through, I was shocked that he even have the love and the utmost, what's the word I'm saying? That he has the most beautiful things to say about me. Even though he's speaking his truth, he still speaks beautiful about me, because he do know that even though we went through those things at that time, I was still trying hard to take care of him and to make sure he was good and we was good or whatever. And I never gave up on him and he never gave up on me. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like, what are our kids gonna say about us, how they was raised in our homes, when they get older and become adults and raising their kids and things like that? And some of you've already been through this, because some of you guys are older than me or whatever, but I do think about that. And that's something I don't think that we don't think enough of, you know, depending on our backgrounds. Because like I said, it is hard to break this down, because at the end of the day, it's all about a choice. Either you raise your kids the same exact way you were raised, whether it was toxic or healthy or unhealthy. If you choose to raise your kids that way, that is totally your choice. But if you weren't raised so good, you have an option to raise your kids differently than how you were raised. So that way they don't feel the things that you felt, go through the things that you went through that were uncomfortable for you or hard for you or whatever. You just try your best to do something different. So just wanted to see if I'm the only one who think about that sometimes. Like, what's the story that my son is going to tell people when he getting older, or when he tell his kids, you know what I'm saying, my mom did this to me, my mom did that. And, you know, just, is it going to be good stories? Because at the end of the day, as kids, you soak up everything that you learn in life from your home, from where you grew up at, where you were rooted at. That's what you take up and soak up and take with you throughout your life, because that's your first example. And so if it wasn't so good, 9 times out of 10, if they don't catch it and make the choice to do something different, they're going to exhibit the same upbringings that you went through as a kid, or the same upbringings that they went through as a kid. They're going to do it with their kids. You know what I'm saying? So we got to be mindful that our kids are going to have stories to tell just like we do. They're living with us. They're experiencing us just like we live with our parents and we experienced our parents. And right now we have stories to tell. And, you know, are you doing different things than what your parents did in raising you to make raising your kids a little bit better? I know I do. My mom didn't have sex talks with me. She didn't have get ready for the world talks with me. I do all of that with my son, so that way he's not out here walking around clueless. And because I have a son, I let him do things on his own. I don't do everything for him. I make him do things on his own. When he go to the hospital, he speak for himself. Heck, he used to speak for me because I used to have asthma back in the day. And when I'm having an asthma attack and I can't talk, my son spoke for me. So he was already prepared for talking to the doctors and nurses and things like that. So when he go and get checked up and things like that, he speak for himself. When things go on with his car and he need to go see a mechanic or something like that, you speak for yourself. Tell them what it is that you hear or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm just doing things a lot different because, for one, I'm raising a son. Things are a little bit different for boys. And boy moms, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So you have to do things a little bit different if you're doing it by yourself or if you're doing it with the help of a spouse or whatever. You have to raise them differently than you raise a girl. You have to let these boys be men. Even though I'm not a man and I can't teach him how to be a man, but I can teach him what I've seen men do. And I let him speak for himself. I let him go and do things. And if it don't work out for him, okay, let me tell you a better way that you can do these things. But I let him go bump his head. And then dust yourself off and get up and try it again. Not gonna hold your hand through everything because I'm not gonna always be here. But I need you to be well equipped for when I leave here and I'm no longer around you, for you to pick up the phone and call me, hey mom, what do I do? My car sound like this, my this, that, and the third. No, son. Use the resources that I've already given you. Figure it out. He get frustrated with me and be like, Mom, why you just can't? No, you are a man. I can't hold your hand. I done showed you the ropes. You know just what to do. You just want to take the easy way out of it. No, son. No. Handle it on your own and then come tell me what you done. And that way I can tell you, okay, well, I would have did this and I would have did that. Or, hey, son, that was a good idea. I didn't even think of that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm making a decision to raise my son differently than what I was raised. Wasn't no expressing your feelings or saying how you feel when I was coming up. That's just how it was back in the day. But I give my son the opportunity because I'm thinking about all the things that I was trying to say to my mom when I was growing up, and she didn't listen. So I told it to other people who would listen, or I just went ahead and did those things and found out the hard way or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to do that with him. I want him to be led the right way and make good decisions, make good choices. And that's all because I chose to do something different with my child than what I was raised up under. If y'all understand what I'm saying, I know y'all get what I'm saying. It's probably all spotty and all over the place or whatever, but you get the gist of what I'm saying. What is the story that our kids are gonna tell when they get older about how we raised them? Are we gonna have good stories? Because we're human. We made mistakes. We made mistakes. But there's nothing wrong with taking accountability when you've messed up. And your child brings it to your attention that you did something, you know, hurtful or wrong or whatever. It ain't nothing wrong. We talking about when they older and you hadn't had a chance to, you know, work these things out. It's nothing wrong with taking the accountability. Because, you know, sometimes you don't know you've hurt somebody. Sometimes you get the feeling that you hurt somebody. Sometimes it's intentional. So if you didn't know that they was hurt at that time when certain things happened, you know, just hear them out and take accountability where you can where you see fit for whatever it is that you did. And you can recollect that you did that for sure. Take accountability, because kids have feelings too. And then your kids get older and become adults that still have feelings. Now they're holding on to the things that happened to them and they don't know how to move past that, and now they're stuck. That's how these narcs get created. Dealing with trauma that done happened in their childhood that they weren't able to tell nobody. They couldn't voice how they felt at the time. They just had to keep sitting there taking these things when a simple conversation could have made a world of a difference in how they come up and how they turn out. But back in the day, we were told to hush. You don't talk back to a grown-up. Even expressing yourself was called talking back. It really wasn't. I'm just telling you that Okay, I didn't steal the ball, but you talking to an adult. Don't tell me what you feeling. Don't tell me what you think. Your feelings don't matter. And so we were trained to learn to know that our feelings and our thinking was not validated, is the word. So, you know what I'm saying, just, you know, just something that came across me that I got from listening to her live. It's like, dang, man, you right. Like, our kids are gonna grow up and they're gonna have a story about how they was raised and what happened in their life, and what is their story gonna be about us. Just like we have stories about our parents. What are our stories, and what are our kids gonna say about us when they get older? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what I wanted to put on in your little spirit today, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But I hope y'all have an awesome weekend. Y'all know it's game day. I'm gonna need my son's team to come on, pike it up or something, because baby, listen, we ain't won but one game. I'm gonna need us to do something. We need some oil. We need something. Let me know, because you know, Diddy got a whole bunch of it over there, and I'm just acting a fool. I don't know why I'm jumping on the bandwagon with this P. Diddy thing, because I really don't care, but it's funny. It's funny because everybody going ham on that oil thing or whatever. And I actually seen a funny video this morning of this one guy playing the piano, and he was going to town on him. But yeah, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna need my team to come on, bring it tonight, so that way we can walk away like the champs we are, because I have faith in them. They've shown and proved themselves. We just slacking a little bit. We need to pick it up, guys. So y'all have an awesome weekend. Be safe out there. Grow. Fall in love with yourself. And don't let nobody steal your joy, because you are beautiful. You're strong. You deserve it. And God gonna do it for you. Y'all have a great day.